Hey, this is Lorena, and I wanted to do the second block on our January quilt top tutorial, quilting, piecing thing. Let me show you what the quilt block looks like. Now let me let you know that you're going to need 8 of these to do this quilt top. They go real fast and they're really easy to make. Let me also give you a couple tips as you're making this and you're cutting your material. It says on your half square triangles to cut your square 3 7/8. I know. Go ahead and cut your square 4 inches. This way you have the ability to trim off your half square triangle to 3 1/2 once you put the pieces together. Just 4 inches, okay? Save yourself some energy and some time. Also, too, when I was making this block, they have you cut, I guess, 2 pieces of white, 2 pieces of red, and I think 4 pieces. Go ahead and divide it by 2, because once you're making half square triangles, on one square you end up having 2 half square triangles. So you kind of have extra if you cut it based on the instructions. As I was making it, I had 2 extra half square triangles, which is fine because you're going to make 8 of these blocks to make the quilt top. I really do hope you like this video, and yeah, I'll see you in the piecing, in the making. I'll see you in a little bit. Bye. So this is what pattern 2 looks like. I know it doesn't look like it's anything special, but with the way you rotate this quilt, it's going to do a really beautiful diamond in the middle of the whole quilt. What I'm doing right now is making a decision on what fabrics I'm going to use. I really love these purples because this quilt had a little bit of this purple on this. And I'm going to use this fabric to be the center of this block. Use probably the same fabric that I used to make this block on the white area. Initially I wanted this darker and this a little bit lighter. What I'm thinking of doing is I have a variation of a whole bunch of different petites, but they have the same hue. And they also go with the colors of this quilt block. Vary them in colors in the spaces here. And so it's just going to give this beautiful kind of scrappy look that I want. Okay, so here you see me have everything cut. I want to give you some suggestions on your cutting pieces for your half square triangles. Cut your fabric 4 inches square. This way you're able to trim off to 3 1/2. What happens if you do 3 7/8? You may fudge it a little bit and it'll be a little short, but this way you know that you have the opportunity to use a ruler and square up your half square triangle using the 45-degree. Follow that line and make sure you're at 3 1/2 and then trim off. It's really easy, but it does take a little bit of time. Also, once you do this, you have all your pieces and you know that they are 3 1/2. Now your square is 3 1/2, so your half square triangles have to be 3 1/2, and this is how I went ahead and laid my quilt block down. I also am letting you know kind of the sequence that I went ahead and pieced it, and I did first row, second row, and went on and on. Here I'm also showing you that I ironed in one direction, and on the second row I ironed in a different direction, and I followed the same pattern till I got to the end. Okay, now I sewed the last 2 pieces and then the center. This is a really easy, fast quilt block to make.
I'm going to kill her.
Okay, this is like take 10. I really do hope you like this video. Also, I wanted you to know you need to make 8 of these. Sometime tomorrow or Tuesday, I will upload a PDF of the 3rd block on Lorena's Quilting Facebook group. So if you're just new to the channel, we are doing this quilt along, or piece along. It's a piece along. And that will be the last quilt block on the January, and then we're piecing the quilts together. I will also sometime, maybe Sunday or Saturday, sometime next week, I will also do a video on quilt block 3. And yeah, it's really a lot of fun. I'm having a lot of fun doing this. I'm really happy that I'm sewing more. I've sewed more this year than I sewed all last year on my little sew machine. So I really appreciate you joining Lorena's Quilting Facebook group to get the PDFs for each piece to make this quilt top. And also, yeah, just thank you for joining. I'll talk to you later. I have more videos coming. I'm trying, people. I'm trying. So I thank you for watching, okay? I'll see you next week sometime. Bye. Bye. Okay, so I'm also going to share with you what the block looks like by itself. And this is how we're going to put it together on your quilt top. So yeah, I just thought you'd like seeing my thought process. So maybe you're not going to follow along and do the whole quilt, but this is such an easy quilt block to make that you can make a sweet little baby quilt just with this pattern block. And isn't she lovely? Isn't that beautiful? So maybe you don't want to do the petals, but you can do this quilt block and make something beautiful.